Hello and welcome back to another video on Attractions with Ash, where today I'm going to be rounding up my extra special trip to Florida that I've just come back off in the last couple of weeks, and I've just concluded the series last week here on Attractions with Ash. So if you haven't already seen the series, go over, watch the series. Absolutely love making it, and I'm sure you'll enjoy watching it. But basically, what I'm going to be doing in this video is just going back on holiday and thinking, you know, what did I get right? What did I get wrong? You know, what I hope to do if I ever go back there next time, because it was definitely an interesting experience in many ways, considering it was, you know, the biggest thing that I'd ever done, and it was just, you know, me and my brother pretty much. Let's get into it, shall we? It started off on Tuesday morning / afternoon at Heathrow Airport. Got down there pretty sharpish, to be honest. There was no real traffic concerns or anything like that, which was good. You know, you don't really want to be putting that kind of stress on yourself when, you know, with those problems. No problems there. You know, going through the airport, it was all smooth with security and everything, and it went pretty quickly, you know. We went through duty free, and then we only had to wait like an hour or so until we were actually like boarding the plane. There was a little bit of a delay, but actually boarding the plane, but that wasn't too drastic, to be honest. It was about like 5-10 minute delay. We got on the plane. Obviously, I've been on a plane a couple of times before. I've been to Spain a couple of times before, and then I went to France last year with the whole, you know, Disneyland Paris and everything, which is also on the channel if you haven't already seen that. But I've never been on a plane like that before. Obviously, with like a long haul flight, you've got like the in-flight entertainment system and stuff like that, and you know, I'm just definitely straight onto that. I couldn't wait to get stuck into that. The flight there, yeah, I can't have any complaints really. It was pretty smooth. You know, all the flight crew on there were absolutely lovely. I guess the pilot was good as well. You know, yeah, pretty good flight, which is, I think, is definitely something you need. Something, you know, as big as this for the first ever time, or a bit of nerves coming into it. I think, like on the day and the couple of days leading up to it. So to have the whole airport experience be, you know, as smooth as possible, and the flight as well, just really relaxing, was really, really nice. The food as well, obviously you get like a kind of like a 3-course meal, stuff like that. You get like an entree and whatever, an afternoon tea I think we got as well. It's always nice when you get fed. They were always coming around as well with like refills for like drinks and stuff like that. On the way back as well, I'll just mention, just kill two birds with one stone. Same on the way back as well. You know, brilliant crew all round. Really knew how to look after you. So thumbs up to Virgin Atlantic. Now we arrived in Orlando, and this is where the fun began, because obviously gone back in time 5 hours trying to get adjusted to that. I think that wasn't too bad. You know, some people cope better than others, I suppose, with like the jet lag and stuff like that. I feel like we weren't too bad with that. I don't think it caught on to us too much, to be honest. I think we managed to ride it out pretty well. And yeah, we're starting to get, you know, a little bit scary, because, you know, 6-7 o'clock in the evening, and obviously getting towards like autumn time now, it's starting to get darker earlier. We needed to get an Uber to the hotel, which we eventually did, but it took a lot of, you know, faffing around to try and figure out what was going on, because originally we went to the ground floor, because I followed the signs for ground transportation, and I thought, oh, that'll include like Ubers and taxis and stuff like that as well. So we went to the ground floor and got out, and obviously the humidity immediately hit us. So I was like, whoa, that was definitely an interesting thing to experience right off the bat. But we were standing there, and I ordered the Uber. I was like, okay, right, great, I can relax. I was following it on my phone, and I was like, right, he's circling like the kind of area here. Where is he? And then all of a sudden he just went off, and like the thing was cancelled, and I was like, we literally had like a bit of a wild goose chase for about like 10-15 minutes trying to find, you know, where the actual taxi rank is. But eventually we got a bit of help, and then eventually we ordered another one. I think it cost me like about like 5 or 6 quid, like cancellation fee, unfortunately, with that. But I guess, you know, it's a learning curve at the end of the day. That's guess what you're gonna have to do, really. Eventually we got in the Uber. Eventually, after, again, the same thing happened, but eventually, luckily, it was like a wild goose chase, because obviously the taxi ran, there's so many different like taxis pulled up at once. It was like, you know, it was literally like Where's Wally trying to find out where our taxi was. So we had to be like probably eagle-eyed here, which is quite tough, you know, when you've been on like a 9 and a bit hour flight and you've just come off, and now you need to put on your full concentration to try and find where this taxi is. But eventually we did, and we got to the hotel, nice, safe and sound, and I think very much ready for bed, to be honest, because obviously, well, we've had quite a long day, quite a long flight, and it was going to be quite a busy day at the park at Universal tomorrow. I got some rest and then got up the next morning, and because we booked as part of the Virgin Atlantic Holidays kind of package scheme, we got a breakfast voucher each, so we could have like one free breakfast each, because it was like a partner hotel kind of thing. We were staying at the Rosen Inn International. It was kind of like a partner hotel, so we had breakfast, stocked up for the day, because obviously we knew we were going to need it. You know, going around Universal, it was going to be a very busy day, and of course we went around Universal. That was the day one vlog that I uploaded onto this channel, and it was considerably shorter than the videos that followed it, like day 2 and then day 3 at Epic Universe. Those were longer videos. I think our plan was just to go around and properly experience it, because this was like amazing, like to actually be there. So for the first day, we just wanted to experience it and take it all in, really, without really filming too much. So I got some like nice cinematic shots, as you might have seen if you've already seen the video. And I've got to say, the hotel room and the hotel amenities, everything like that, it was a pretty nice pool as well. I gotta say, you know, I'd definitely stay there probably again in the future. It's a nice like budget hotel for if you're doing like us, like we were doing Universal for the first time. It's a pretty nice like starter hotel kind of thing. I think next time I really want to get the full experience and stay actually on site at Universal, because I would have done that this time, but I'm not 21 yet, so, you know, kind of like, I think I definitely want to do that next time, but I might consider doing it again in the future, because I definitely had a good experience. You know, the staff there, people on reception were absolutely lovely, can't fault them at all. So I definitely recommend it if you're doing Universal for the first time and you just want like a budget place to stay, because it's a nice place. It's definitely a nice place. It has a really nice atmosphere to it, like walking around like the hotel and stuff like that, because I suppose not every budget hotel you're gonna get that, really. So I feel like we were quite fortunate. So the flights, hotel, pretty good. Obviously the parks were absolutely amazing. What would I do differently? What would I do differently if I was going again? And I hope I will go again, because it's definitely something that I'll never forget. It's honestly such a special experience for me. Definitely now I've definitely learned from the airport experience in terms of actually where to get an Uber. I think next time, hopefully, you know, if I leave it a few years, I might, you know, by the time I go back, I might have passed, hopefully, my driving test, and I can hire a car, and that'd be a lot easier, because then I can just drive myself, and that would take a lot of the stress out, because honestly, the stress that I felt like at like 8 o'clock in the evening, you know, it was dark, it was scary, and it was really hot as well. I just wanted to get to that hotel room. That's all I wanted to do at that moment. And we were just like, for like about 15-20 minutes, we were like, are we actually gonna get here? Are we gonna have to stay at the airport overnight, because we're just ordering Ubers and we just can't get there? But I think, yeah, that's definitely one takeaway from the holiday that I'll definitely do differently next time. In terms of getting around the park, I think we did quite well, to be honest. I think we managed it out quite well, because with Universal, I think, you know, you can easily get burnt out. I think if you try and go ride after ride after ride, I think, you know, try and do it like Alton Towers, for example, just try and get on as many rides as you can. I think we probably would have been burnt out. I think I'm glad we kind of like took a couple of days at the park and then had a rest day, and then we went to Epic Universe, and then after that we took another kind of rest day because, well, we went out, but we went out to Volcano Bay, so it was like more of another relaxation day. So we took it in our stride really, and that's definitely a high from the holiday. I'm glad we did that, and that's something that I definitely take forward into the next time I would potentially go to Florida. Hopefully I can do Disney World next time as well, because I think we just wanted to focus on Universal this time, because we've done Disneyland Paris obviously last year, and obviously Florida is quite a big place. I think that's just an understatement to say that. And Orlando, I think in itself is massive. So next time I'll definitely put more of a focus on getting around the 4 Disney parks and doing all of that and making sure I've experienced that, because obviously, you got to do Magic Kingdom really, and Epcot and everything like that. For this time, we just wanted to just focus in on Universal and just one park, rather than trying to do Universal and Disney, because I think that would have just added unnecessary stress, because obviously they're quite far apart. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty successful holiday, to be honest. I just can't get over it. It's just that feeling in my mind that it's over 2 weeks now since we've come back, and I still can't get over it as well. I still can't get over it. I think I'm left wanting more, and hopefully I can fulfill that desire one day. Maybe I'll use the voucher that we were given when we came back to the airport. We were given a voucher kindly by Virgin Atlantic to spend on the next holiday at Disney World, where we've got like all the food and included in the stuff like that, and like a photo pass and stuff like that. So that seemed like quite an intriguing offer. So I might keep that in mind. Although that offer like expires in like a couple of months, so who knows? I'm gonna have to put that on the back burner for now. Who knows? Florida 2026, maybe. I've got that out of the way now. I've experienced Universal. Maybe trying to do something now more closer to home. Maybe go back to Europe and perhaps Germany. I'm thinking, leaning towards at the moment. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as we're trying to get to 300 subscribers here on Attractions with Ash. I'll see you in the next video.